And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes from us, and I'll be honest. I remember the last two letters were DB. I actually can't remember the first name. But that being said, you had asked who would win the fight, Rayman from the Rayman series versus Shantae. Shantae from hold on, what's the name of the series? Something Sirens of the Seven Seas. I think that's what it's called. Of the Shantae series. Anyway. So I'm not familiar with I'm familiar with Rayman. I was not familiar with Shantae. But anyway, Rayman. Actually, what is Rayman first and foremost? Because I got both their information. Main protagonist. Let's see. True personality is not explored deeply in the series. Though most of the time, he's cheerful with a good sense of humor. Okay. Alias, origin, Rayman, full name, Rayman, power skills. They don't really tell you what exactly he is. What in terms of like a species or something, but what he actually is, what he is in theory, he's the hero and main protagonist. He is a being without limbs, but he has feet and hands. They're in essence, he still moves around like he has his limbs, legs, and arms, but that help move his hands and feet, and that's what helps move his body, propel his body. He also lacks a neck too. But he's ultimately just, he has levitating body parts. His main abilities of attack are just throwing punches, and in the second game, he gained the ability to throw energy balls at individuals. Now that said, that's really all he has normally, but he does have some power abilities too, including Vortex, the ability to lower certain platforms and shrink enemies. Heavy metal fists, which powerful metal fists are able to knock down big obstacles. If we were to factor that in a fight as well, that would mean you'd have an enhanced punch. Lockjaw, which grabs onto flying rings similar to purple lums and electrocutes enemies. Shock rocket, hand-guided rocket able to reach far away targets. And throttle copter, helicopter. That's kind of self-explanatory. Really, other than that, though, and there's not much else to tell in terms of his abilities. His hands, though, have been shown to have a life of their own, so there is that. He's normally chipper and pretty happy. Shantae is a half genie, half human heroine of of the series of the Shantae game series. Half genie, human after risky revenge, enduring the pirate's curse. She does lose her half genie abilities after a while. That being said, she is still half genie, half hero. Or half genie, half human. And her abilities lie in a lot of magical abilities, including hair whip, which is her trademark and default move. Shantae can use her long purple ponytail hair as a whip, cracking it like a whip, shaking your head. And it was revealed that this skill is not a byproduct of her genie half, as she is able to use this ability after her powers are removed. It's possible that this is a skill is a product of her own magic, not tied to the genie side, or may have come from her father. She does magical belly dancing capabilities, which allow her to do many different magical effects, most notably teleportation and transformations. She can transform into things such as monkeys, elephants, spiders, harpies, mermaids, and a Tinkerbat. A Tinkerbat, for those of us who are not familiar with the game series, because I totally am, he says with no hint of sarcasm, is this weird little silent pirate shadow creature. Okay. Good to know. So she can turn into one of those things. I got nothing else to say for that. Magical spells and magical items that she doesn't have to use with her genie powers. There we go. Various spells and items that are brought in shops. The magic properties of these items are apparently not tied to her genie powers, as she retains the ability to use them even after her powers are taken away by risky revenge. Having received training from Bolo and through upgrades on the ship, she can perform various martial arts techniques such as backdashes, recoveries, and several types of kicks. She has different costumes. She has different outfits that she can wear that change her stats and abilities. And fusion dances. During the events of Shantae and the Seven Sirens, that was one of the games, she's able to use fusion stones to borrow power of the half genies and gains 4 new dances. The Seat Dance, Refresh Dance, Spark Dance, and Quake Dance. While I'm about to look them up to be sure what they do, my guess is, Sear Dance, sorry. Sear is fire, Refresh has to do with the water, Spark has to do with electricity, and quake has to do with like causing earthquakes. Let's see here now. So let's see here. Fusion. So there is the image animal. Okay. There's also other fusions too, including the newt fusion, which as Dash Newt, Shantae can zip through the air, stick to inclined walls. It's basically a reskinned monkey form. The Gastro fusion allows her to drill and tunnel through the earth. The Tortoise fusion gains a spin attack and stomp attack, but both can break through rock, more power. The Frog fusion basically gives her swim through water at low or high speeds. It sits in the middle between crab forms, allowing full range of underwater movement while she sits in small fits. An Octo fusion, the Jet Octo form allows her to boost through the air with jets of ink vapor, effectively giving her double and triple jumping. There's the fusion dances with the Jinn, as I said. The Seer dance, combine her magic receives a reward. Dance allows her to seek out hidden pathways and items. So, okay, it's seer, not in the sense of searing flesh, but like a mystical seer. Okay, so that really doesn't do much in this fight. Refresh dance is actually a plant-based, not water-based, which contains a fusion. The dance revitalizes plants, people, and undead enemies, allows her to heal at any time. So that can be used for recovery purposes. The Spark dance, she gains this dance powers machines and attacks enemies with a barrage of electricity resembling electric eel in this form. Okay, that one I got right. Besides the machine part, anyway. And Quake Dance, this creates earthquakes around Shantae, which she can open pathways, reveal hidden statues, unearth treasures, and deal massive damage to enemies. She also gains 2 fiery wings like a fire angel. So yeah, she's got a lot she can go through. So if these two meet in a fight, who wins? In terms of straight combat, I'm going to assume Shantae has. Let's just assume their games cross over and they think they're opponents. There you go. Rayman, he can actually, do longer mid-range punches because he has no limbs. So he can stretch his arms out to some degree. Shantae, though, can block with her hair. So that's immediately how the fight starts, back and forth a little bit. She immediately transforms into, let's say, an elephant and just tries to, squash him. He, however, counters with his own, where is he? Metal Fist. There we go. Having Metal Fist, so just clash with the elephant, knocks her down. She gets, she's now like dazed. She immediately she goes into one of the fusion dances, goes into like say the octopus just to get out of the way, but he's using his copter to fly after her. She is swiping back with her hair to some degree, and that's really her main attack. She's like swiping back with her hair. She's getting fed up with this. He fires an energy ball at her. She takes the hit, and now she's on the ground. She uses the refresh dance, heals herself, and then immediately goes into. I don't know if she can use these in succession. I assume you can, so long as there's maybe like a recharge time. So she goes into the dance, heals herself up, immediately goes into a monkey and starts to beat the crap out of Rayman a little bit, kind of mischievous monkey style. He, however, is is again, blast her back. Then he basically uses the shock rocket, hand-guided rocket, able to reach any target far away, and fires it right at her. She's like, oh crap! She's like, she doesn't have much to go with, but that she has the zap dance, allowing her to manipulate machines and power machines. She basically just zaps the rocket just like before it can hit. Kind of like if you watch Bleach, what Baragon did to Soifon's Bankai. He pretty much just destroyed it before it hit him. Same principle. And she just shocks Rayman. Yeah, he's now hurt. He's now shocked. He's doing the best he can. He's using a throttle helicopter to get away. Using lockjaw, he tries to electrocute his enemy, but she's just like, nope, not having it. She comes in, ready to do the finishing blow. He fires another rocket at her, and finally she turns into the Quake, uses the Quake dance, smacks the hammer down, blowing it up, and she comes down and just boom, shatters a whole area. He gets caught in the fray. When it's all said and done, he's the one who's ultimately out of the equation. Now, why do I give her the win ultimately? Again, I don't know these guys the best. I know him a little bit better than I know her. The reason I get it from what I can find is the fact that the variety of things she can do, plus better overall actual training, really just give her a better edge. Raymond's body is very tricky and would be something she'd have to be wary of. But the fact is, she can also keep at a distance with her hair as well in terms of combat. So ultimately, you factor in far more versatility and far more actual power than he has. And then you factor in better training as well, and you just get an opponent that Rayman is not suited to really take down, ultimately. Plus the fact that she can recover, if he really does a number on her, she can use the refresh dance to heal herself. So ultimately, I gotta go Shantae. But that's just my opinion. What do you think in the comments below? Hit that bell if you want to be notified. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, whatever, anything to do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. So thanks for watching. And I got Pokemon, and they'll be done for the day.